He's made an online petition calling for free therapy for young people, and it's gone kind of viral. What do you think about that idea? Should young people get free therapy? Give us a call on 1300 0555 36, or you can get us on the text line on 0439 757 555. But first, we've got Curtis on the line. Curtis, this all started because of your own experience with severe anxiety. How bad did it actually get for you?
Basically, it got to the point where I basically can't get a job at the moment, and I went to university. I started going to university in Sydney last year, and the anxiety got so bad that I just really couldn't function in a social environment or in an environment where I had to be very constructive. And so it basically brought me to the point where I had to move back to Byron Bay.
Yeah, did you find it hard to reach out and start talking about it? Because this is getting more and more common for young people in particular. Is it something you found hard to reach out about still, though?
Not really, though, because I feel like there's a lot less stigma attached to mental health now. I feel like a lot more people are aware and open to talking about it. So I never really had an issue talking about it personally.
Yeah, awesome. I suppose you did have to move back home because of this, though, and you decided to get treatment. What worked for you?
Well, I was already seeing a psychologist before I moved to Sydney anyways, but I stopped my treatment as I moved there. And then when I moved back, I basically started to go and see my psychologist a lot more. And I got put onto medication for about 2 to 3 months, and I found that didn't necessarily work for me. So now I'm just doing cognitive therapy. So that's just where you talk one-on-one with someone, and I really find that helps a lot.
Okay, so under a mental health plan, you can get 10 sessions with a psychologist, and Medicare will fork out some money for that. In terms of cost, how much is the government forking out for this, and how much are you paying?
So it's like $200 a session, and then you may rebate like $85 to $100 back.
Okay, and so per week, how much were you out of pocket really?
Well, at one point I was seeing her twice a week, so it got to the point where I was borrowing money off people and I had no way of actually funding it myself.
Yeah, so apparently an average psych session can be about $260. And we have this situation where people are out of pocket more than $100 per session sometimes, even after getting money back from Medicare. Do you reckon most young people can afford this?
No, I know for a fact, especially in my area, a lot of my mates and a lot of people I know cannot afford it at all. And so I think there definitely needs to be a change there.
What type of calculations does this mean for young people who really actually probably need some of this treatment to get by? You know, what type of situations are they put in?
If they can't afford psychology or therapy in general, they're kind of at the point where to an extent, they're putting their well-being at risk with not being able to fund it.
What about for young people in remote areas? You know, they don't always have access to mental health services. Are there things that could change in terms of access that could help them?
That's really the idea of this right now is we've opened up a conversation and it's really spreading awareness to people who don't necessarily talk about it and just people in general. And I think mental health is basically the backbone to all productivity, and it's just such an important thing. I think there needs to be a massive conversation about this in the government.
Free psychologist sessions for young people is going to cost a lot. How could you see this actually working?
Higher rebate is a great catalyst. So basically it slowly gains momentum and little bits get put into place, I guess.
But would you want, for example, say all people under 25 to have free access to psychologists in the future?
Yeah, I genuinely do. I think unemployment and all these things is such a big thing at the moment. I really do think it's purely to do a lot to mental health, and I think it really should be a three thing, because if you think about it, you know, you go to a doctor and Medicare covers it. You have a broken leg, you go to a doctor, they sort it out for you. You know, mental health should be the same. It's such an important role in everyone's life.
Totally. Well, you have, started a bit of a conversation. You've got over 50,000 signatures so far. Are you surprised at the reaction that it's gotten?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it shot off last week, really. I mean, right now, mental health is such a relevant thing in the media. So I had a hunch that it would at least get a bit of momentum, but definitely not this fast. Is awesome.
Have you had many people reaching out to you who have gone through maybe similar experiences that you have?
I get a lot of messages every day from people. It's great to hear people really opening up this conversation with other people as well. I get a lot of messages every day. It's really sweet. And I encourage people who are holding stuff back to honestly talk to anyone. It makes so much difference.
So the New South Wales Mental Health Commissioner has thrown her support behind your petition. Are you hoping to get federal support as well?
Yeah, that's the idea, because she's lower house. The idea is to really just work my way up and basically get it right up there with Greg Hunt, the Minister of Health. That's really the overall idea, and then get him to present it to Parliament and see where it goes from there.
Okay, mate. Thanks so much. Good luck with it.
Great, thank you.
Hack on Triple J.
Yeah, that's 18-year-old Curtis Clerk from Byron Bay, who started a petition to make therapy free for young people.